You must understand that love never keeps a man from pursuing his personal legend. If he abandons that pursuit, it's because it wasn't true love. A quote from my favorite story and one of my favorite books, The Alchemist. It's a story about finding your purpose and chasing it. Women have been my biggest problem in life, and I'm not talking about getting cheated on or not being able to get women. I'm talking about falling too deeply into the relationship, into love, and losing my fangs, like not becoming hungry for what I want to achieve anymore. It doesn't matter what you think, a masculine man's highest desire is to fulfill his purpose. I'm not an exception, and neither are you. If you decide not to chase your purpose as a masculine man, you will dishonor yourself and everybody around you. The world will constantly give you omens and reminders of what you must do, of what you need to do. But little by little, as you keep ignoring them, those omens will disappear and that inner voice will become quiet because you've been neglecting them for far too long. I'd like to reword and remind you of the quote from the beginning. Love never kept a man from chasing his purpose. If he gives up on his purpose for the sake of love, it wasn't true love. A loving partner will push you to do what you want to do, even if it separates you from them, even if it's not good for them. At least that's what I believe in. I believe that love is doing the thing for the other person that is best for them, even if it's not best for you or your interest, even if it makes the other person have less time with you or takes them away from you. Doing what's best for the other person, despite of how you feel or how it may impact you, I think that's true love. If your partner isn't like this and isn't understanding of these things, then they're not the right one. As for the right one, she will wait for you. So focus on what you must do, even if it really sucks at the start, because undoing your current lifestyle is going to be difficult. It's going to suck to get back right on track. So focus on what you must do, even if it sucks at the start. Getting back on track and taking control of your life and dropping your current lifestyle will be difficult, will be hard, but it's natural. It's like if you went from a takeaway diet every day into eating more fruits and, meat by itself. It will be difficult. You'd feel like, I'm craving just a Big Mac right now. However, on the long term, you feel much more fulfillment, much more joy from this. And chase the reason why you were put in this planet for. You will feel a reward like you've never felt or even imagined before. It's just that this reward, this fruit of your labor, will take a little bit longer to ripe. However, your soul, as well as love, will be much more pleased with your actions and much happier. And they love you. So trust in them and trust in yourself. To finish, I want to give you a beautiful example from The Alchemist about Santiago and Fatima. Santiago is the main character, which illustrated this whole video in my mind. And when I read it, I really related to it and I thought it was really beautiful, so here it is. Context. Santiago reaches an oasis in the desert as he's traveling through his adventure, but he encounters Fatima, a woman that he falls in love with at first sight, and Santiago has to carry on with his journey. However, he has doubts. He tells his partner, the alchemist, that he has doubts about continuing, because what if his treasure, his purpose, he was looking for a treasure, what if his treasure was Fatima all along? He's found her. He thinks that she's more important than the desert. However, the alchemist tells him, you may choose to do this. It's your free will. However, on the first year, you may have all of this success and all of this joy. But then what about the second year and then the third year? The years will go on and you will, little by little, not be able to recognize or listen to the voices, the omens that lead you to your purpose, to your destiny, to what you need to do, because you would have been neglecting them. And you'll be reminded day by day that there's something that you left undone, something you left incomplete. And now you're at home and you can pretend all you want. But Fatima will look at you, and no matter what you say to her, she will feel like she held you back. Santiago heard about it, blah blah blah. He was like, yeah, you're right. And then they decided to part the next morning. However, that night he went to see Fatima. Now they were together and they were walking through the palm trees in the oasis. Though it was very against, tradition and all of that, to be alone, etc. They both knew what their heart contained and it was all pure. And then Santiago starts saying, I'm going away. And I want you to know that I love you. because, and then Fatima interrupts him saying, don't say anything, you don't need to give me a reason as to why one is loved, love is love. Santiago carries on, and I love you because I had a dream about this happening and this happening and this happening, and I followed all of these signs and it led to you, and so I love you because the entire universe conspired to help me find you. How romantic. They embraced. It was the first time that they had actually touched each other. And then the boy, Santiago, looks at her and says, I'll be back. And then Fatima says, before, I always looked at the desert with longing. But after this, it will be with hope. My father went away one day, but he returned to my mother. And he has always been back since. They said nothing and they walked for a bit longer. And so they reached her tent, and Santiago said that he would return just like her father did for her mother. I noticed some tears in Fatima's eyes. You're crying? He asks. And then Fatima averts her gaze and says, I am a woman of the desert, but above that, I am a woman. She went back to the tent, and that's where the story ends, but the writer gave us some insight about what happened in the minds of Fatima. And she said that despite that the oasis was a place full of life, full of, adventure, full of tourism, full of all of this, it would be nothing more than an empty place now that Santiago was leaving, and that she would now look at the deserts that she once looked at with disdain, and she would look at it filled with hope that one day he will return. Oh man, I read this and I was like, fuck me. That's a power couple right there, you know what I mean? Like, man, it's crazy. Just to conclude, you should focus your attention into your purpose, into something more meaningful than the lesser things, which would be all of these distractions or women. If you're already in a relationship, it doesn't mean break up and do whatever. It just means have your priorities straight. Whether it's the woman you're going to marry or just a girlfriend for right now, if it is, drop her, bro, like what are you doing? But if it's the woman you're going to get married to, make it clear through your actions that you are a man that is full, and you are full because you're chasing your purpose. She deserves better, bro, and she will wait for you. So make her wait less than she needs to by not going to her side right now, but by completing what you need to do now so that you may be there faster. All that I'm talking about, I'm doing for myself because I really believe in it, and so far, man, my life is good, alhamdulillah. Strive to be 1% better every day, and hope you enjoyed this video. Much love.